in this video, I'm going to give you the secret to this. My secret, okay? My secret to having these desirable, attractive physical attributes and having them very, very effortlessly. I mean, I don't even try. I know I sound like a jerk off when I say I don't try, you know, this is so easy, man. Like, I don't even try, dude. I don't even try. I just have abs and I just have a good body. I don't even try, dude. Well, yes, I don't try. But I'm going to explain to you. You're gonna have to watch this video to understand what I'm saying. Before I do that, or before we go on with this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, okay? Because, you know, like, this is a pretty cool channel, right? Like, it's pretty badass. I know it, you know it, okay? You might as well just subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, beside the place, the button where it says subscribe, there is a notification bell. Just hit that notification bell so every time I rant and ramble and open up my loud mouth, you can have a notification and then you can check it out, okay? Will help the channel also grow by increasing the watch time, and YouTube has this algorithm, right, where it looks at the number of people that visit the video right when it's uploaded, the watch time, etc. So you'll help me out as well, so I appreciate it. So how do you have a nice looking body, a nice looking physique, attractive, muscular, nice abs, and just shredded, you know, and how do you have it in the most easiest, effortless way possible? Well, the game of life is played here, okay? The game of life is played right in between your eyebrows, right here. You see where this is? See, this, they call this the seat of the soul. They call this the pineal gland, the third eye. This, my friends, is where the game of life is played. And so this is part of the game of life. Having a physical body, a human animal body, it's part of the game of life. And it's your game piece. This is the game piece that you have to play this game that we're playing, okay? So, then, in order to have these attractive physical attributes and health, I mean, this is health. Health is the most important thing. These looks are byproduct. In order to have that, we must go in here and fix something. Like a good mechanic would go into a car and fix it. We're going in here, we're, you know, gonna go in and fix the programming of what's happening here. So, my programming that I fixed, my attitude towards food, and I'm going to give you, look, guys, this is my trip. This is my secret, meaning I do not tell anybody to follow what I just said or even adopt it as a motto in their life. This is just my trip, my incarnation, and that's what applies to my specific case, okay? And that is, and I just literally saw this while I just took a cold shower, right? I literally saw this. Food is not for pleasure, it's for energy. That's what I kept hearing as I was is for you, Saeed, you know, again, this is for me specifically. Food in your life is not for pleasure, it's for energy. In your case, in your specific case, in this specific incarnation, food is for energy. So you eat to keep your energy optimal, and you don't seek pleasurable sensations out of food. Meaning, if it tastes good and you like it and it's healthy and it's giving you optimal energy, salute, by all means. Then feel it, enjoy it, and move on. And don't eat beyond the level where you're no longer hungry. Meaning, if you're no longer hungry, stop eating. Don't eat anymore. So in other words, when I say food is not for pleasure, it's for energy, what I'm saying is this: pleasure, when food, to really like feel the essence of the pleasure of the food, you want to get full. You want to have a big, full stomach, right? And you want to eat what, like, preferably ice cream and stuff that's heavy in sugar, right, and heavy in fats, because it tastes good. It gives your brain the most dopamine, right? I mean, even on a biochemical level, it gives your brain the most dopamine. So if you take like a Twix bar and a Chunky bar, you eat the Twix bar, you eat the Chunky bar, you're gonna get a lot of dopamine in your head, right? So that's when I say it's for pleasure. I'm not saying healthy food is not pleasurable, because I certainly gain pleasure out of eating healthy food. And I'll talk to you in a minute about my favorite food. But the way I'm looking at it for my specific case, and so take this wisdom and apply it into your life if you feel that it applies to your specific incarnation. Because the last thing I want to do is tell people, guys, you shouldn't eat for pleasure. It's like, no, you can do whatever you want. This is your incarnation, it's up to you. There's no right or wrong. We've got to transcend the duality of good and evil. There's no right or wrong. So it's not wrong to eat junk food, okay? Just in my case, in my specific trip in this life, specific incarnation, it's clearly communicated to me by either my higher self or whoever, the spirit guides. For you, food is not a source of pleasure. Don't eat for pleasure, eat for energy. And if the food that you're eating for optimal energy gives you pleasure, by all means. Now, I'll tell you guys about the food, the number one food that gives me like insane amount of pleasure. It really does, even though it's not like one of the junk foods, but it actually gives me a lot of pleasure. That's what's like so fascinating about this food, and it's so healthy. Sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. Like, oh my God, I wish I had 2 sweet potatoes with me here right now so I can make love to them in front of you. But I don't. They're like over there. I love sweet potatoes. I bake them, put them in the oven, 45 minutes, out, and I am like in deep pleasure. That's what's so fascinating. I'm eating this incredibly healthy thing that gives me optimal energy. Optimal energy, right? Like, I mean, it's got the perfect micronutrients, whatever you want to call it, right? All of them. It's just, and it's got fiber, and the way the carbs are released into your blood, it's slow release. It's not like a sudden rush. Like, it's a superfood, man. But it actually, like, when I'm sitting there eating it, I'm like, this is so good. It's so good. So, paradoxically and ironically, you know, some foods that I'm eating healthy are giving me pleasure, you know. But to keep the bigger picture here is, don't eat for pleasure, eat for optimal energy, so you can go out into the world and do your work. Because, you know, I view myself as a servant of the universe, as a servant of the Tao, the flow, the source, the all, Allah, you know, Ram, Krishna. I'm a servant of this thing. I'm part of it, and I'm a servant for it. And my job here, my incarnation here in this life, is to learn the lessons that I have to learn. I got a lot of them, trust me. You know, the more you get in, the more you self-reflect, the more you realize how much of an asshole you are and how much work you have to do. So I'm here to learn. That's the number one thing, is to learn lessons so I can, you know, go on to the next level. And I'm also here to serve. I'm here to serve Ram. I'm here to serve Allah. I'm here to serve the Tao, the Force. And for me to force that to serve the Tao, the Force, and one of the ways that I do it is through these videos, right? By speaking to people and resonating, having these words resonate with so many. That's part of my service to Ram, to Krishna, to Allah, to the Tao. So for me to serve, I have to keep my energy levels optimal. So it's you know, this turn around. Maybe in my next incarnation, I'll be in a position where I can eat whatever I want and I can eat for pleasure. Just not in this incarnation. It's not happening. Unfortunately for me, it's not happening in this incarnation. So maybe in your incarnation as well, in this specific spawn, this wisdom might apply to you, and it might help you. It might be, you might be stuck somewhere here and there. You're going down these binging rabbit holes, and you know, you eat healthy for 4 or 5 days, and then you binge for 2-3 days. Maybe, you know, you've got to maybe change it here, change something in here, and maybe this will help you. Maybe the thing you need to change here is, okay, what's my relationship to food here? instead of looking at food as a source of pleasure, I'll look at it as a source of energy and giving me optimal energy. And part of optimal energy is you eat until you're no longer hungry. Because, you know, if I eat too much, if I eat too many sweet potatoes, I'm knocked out for like half an hour or an hour. I want to eat these sweet potatoes and I want to get up and I want to do my work. You know, and there's a lot of work that goes into these videos beyond just the creation of them. And also, I've got a lot of things in planned in here, or vision, let's say, not planned, but vision. And I'd like in the future to generate enough money so I can start a charity to sponsor children. So there's a lot of service, there's a lot of suffering in the world, and the way I see it is, okay, in this time around, can't be eating for pleasure, Saeed. Can't be eating for pleasure, can't be chasing that pleasure, instant gratification of having a big, fatty, sugary meal, you know? You've got to keep your energy optimal to serve the Tao, to serve God in the best possible way that the God sees you fit to serve. Maybe that'll help you. I don't know. Maybe this will help you also, because, you know, for me, knowing that, you know, my relationship to food is going to determine how I'm going to serve God in this incarnation, then I might as well stop looking at it for pleasure. And there is a payoff. It's not like you're giving away pleasure per se. The payoff is this, my friends, from my perspective. The payoff is the well-being and the pleasure that I get from being optimal, healthy. Like, I feel really good about making these videos. I feel super good. Like, I was just taking a cold shower and I was like in a lot of ecstasy and just like laughter for no reason, right? And just maybe having my food, eating healthy and, you know, just enough not to be full and not seek pleasure from it, just maybe it's putting me in such a good state of health, you know, thank God. You know, because this is given to you by God. It can be taken away from you any minute, and it's maybe putting me in such a good state of health that I'm getting to experience this ecstatic, you know, the ecstasy that I'm talking about here that I've just experienced in the cold shower. And I think it has to do with just me really taking care of my health as of late. Like, I'm not gonna get that type of ecstasy eating ice cream, not even ice cream. I'm gonna feel like, oh, this is so good. But not the type of ecstasy that I just felt right now. So even if we're talking about pleasure, you know, you're probably giving away a lower type of pleasure for a higher type of pleasure, except for you need to build up for that higher type of pleasure. You know, when I say build up, it means you've got to like take care of your health for an extended period of time. And, you know, get your sleep in check, wake up early every single day. You know, you've got to go on a consistent momentum for you to feel these benefits, and then you gain this higher pleasure that you feel in the moment, this ecstasy, this bliss that you feel. And then, of course, you're much more optimal to serve Ram, to serve Krishna, right? To be a servant for the Tao, for the way. So, hopefully this helps you guys. It's been a lot of ranting here, but I feel like, you know, it's easy to fall into these binges. I think this will help some of you guys, for sure. What am I talking about? It'll help some of you guys. So, that's it, guys. God bless you all. I love every single one of you. And make sure to check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. It's a really cool book and will help you with this specifically. In fact, one of the 5 habits is your relationship with nutrition. So make sure to check it out. And that's it, guys. I love you. I love every single one of you. You'll find the link for the free book in the comment, in the description. Don't forget that notification bell beside the subscribe button. And that's it, guys. God bless you. Love you. Love you. Love you. But don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.